Hey, it's Dan McDonald here. This is a video for the Insiders Club, YouTube, and Facebook. I'll be addressing a couple things today, so your time is appreciated. Number one, I just wanted to celebrate 250,000 subscribers. I think that took place a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to thank everyone on YouTube for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'd also like to thank everyone on the Insiders Club for being a member over there, as well as everyone who has liked my Facebook page. The next thing I wanted to mention was the Christmas sale that I'm having. It's a 50% off Christmas sale, all of the online classes on my website, regenerateyourlife.org. So if there's anything that you need to fill in your collection, or if you're someone who's brand new, you might want to go to my website and go check out the online classes and get everything right now for 50% off, because at the first of the year we're going to restructure everything, and in order to have uniformity of pricing, I'm going to actually raise the prices on all of my online classes. So right now is a really great time to go over to my website and fulfill your collection of online classes. Just to give you an example, I actually grabbed all the best sellers here. Detox Mastery is the top seller over there, and what you have in Detox Mastery is level 1, 2, and 3 of detoxification. So you can learn how to do beginner, intermediate, or advanced detoxification. You also get a downloadable PDF with the recipes and the instruction and the meal plan. So that's Detox Mastery, the best seller. Here's Lose a Pound a Day. These are actually neck and neck. This is the very first one I did and has been the top seller until Detox Mastery came along. I've had so many people lose 1 pound a day, it's not even funny. And the greatest example is my own stepmother, who lost 59 pounds in 60 days. So Lose a Pound a Day is definitely one that you want to get if you have any sag, flab, or chub that you want to get rid of, because that program works. Juicing for energy and peak performance. Learning how to use juices to melt away the fat, tone up, tighten up, and purify and regenerate your entire body by feeding it the vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, and antioxidants in high concentrated form. Juicing for energy and peak performance, top seller. Here's an awesome one. Low-fat raw vegan recipes for energy and weight loss. Some people like low-fat, some people like high-fat. I've actually learned that there is no right or wrong, but what you want to do is learn how to master the living fats, which are very important. You want to learn how to master the low fat, the non-fat, the juicing, the water fasting, the dry fasting, the mono fruit diets. You want to learn how to master all these things, because by the time you reach your goal of illumination and radiant health, you're going to need every trick in the book, because there will be times when you need to take out all the fat and do mono fruit to move more of the mucoid plaque from the small and large intestine. Saltwater flushes work for that as well. Colonics are good, enzymes are great. Then there's other times when you want to get super dialed in and get clarity, but you've got things to do, so then you want to learn how to do juice fasting, okay? And then there's other times when you want to go super deep. You want to learn how to master the art of water fasting. So there is no right or wrong, but there is an education process, and you want to get educated, and that's why I really like my program, because I've been trained by Robert Morse and Lou Corona and Tavis and Hilton Hotima and Arnold Ehret and many, many others who have influenced me, and then I put this all together into a lifestyle because I was told to be a live foodist very, very clearly from the most highest place. I don't even try to describe the experience that I had, but I will say that it was a lot of light. I'll just leave the rest up to your imagination. And I changed that day. When I found out about live foods, I became a live food, raw food dude that day, and I've never turned back. It's the absolute smartest, best, most intelligent thing I've ever done. the more I learn about it, the more I see why humanity is so backwards. And the first step away from nature is to cook your foods. And the first step in producing pain, lethargy, deposits, mucus, and stagnation in the body is to cook your food. I realize y'all are in these freezing ass environments. And that's also another thing, because the environment you live in is the first step away from where your natural habitat is, since you're a furless animal. And then you've got the heaters, you've got the closed windows, you've got the stagnant foul air, you've got the cold and the clothing. And so that's the beginning of those challenges on your body, being outside of your natural habitat. There's a lot that you can do, and I lived in Seattle in the freezing weather, and I did fairly well. I had some eating issues and addictions and stuff like that to break through. But I never really ate cooked food because I was cold. It was always more emotional and psychological. Anyhow, I did just finish a program called How to Stay Warm in Winter on a Raw Diet. It's on my desktop. I'm uploading it to Vimeo right now, and that'll launch at the first of the year. That's the very first class that's going to be available in January. And there'll be a host of other online classes as well. Make sure that you get the prerequisite training here on these 14 online classes that I produced over the last 5 years. It has been a few years since I produced anything new, so I know that a lot of the people who watch these videos already have these programs or have already watched them, but there's new people all the time that need to get this information. So go check out the website and see if there's anything over there that you can use. Raw Kitchen Essentials. Here's the secret. This is the only one I've ever watched out of all my DVDs. Can you believe that? I watched half of it with Dara, and I thought to myself, wow, dude, you are really good at this, man. And I just never thought I had to watch anymore again, because I was so natural. I was like, wow, this is really, really good. That's what I remember thinking. I was like, man. Because, you know, when you're in the middle of it and you're chopping and cleaning and filming and sweating and got the microphone and everything, and you're prepping and all this stuff that you're doing, and it takes, 12, 14, 16 hours to produce one of these things. When you go to watch the final 2 hours finished product, you're like, wow, man, that's awesome. So anyways, that's Raw Kitchen Essentials, talking about, the juicers, blenders, tools, spices, what's in the refrigerator, that kind of stuff, what kind of things to have on hand. Pretty cool, Raw Kitchen Essentials. And of course, you got to have the Gourmet Raw Vegan Party Foods, because if you don't, then your friends are going to come over and you're going to be like, here's some romaine lettuce and some carrot sticks. And then, just like what everyone thinks, that the live foods diet is nothing but romaine and carrot sticks, comes a truth. But you want to be able to make some really good, delicious grub, like the cheeseburger, the pizza, the taco, the shish kebabs, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's really fun because it'll expand your repertoire. And I have one little other thing to share with you, but I'll wrap that up really quick. So that's the Christmas sale. Everything is available right now for 50% off. Seriously, go get Lifetime of Health right now for 50% off, because it's $99. You'll get it for $49. Next year, each of these individual classes is going to go up to $39 each, so that there's uniformity on the website as I present these new classes for $39, these online courses. So go get Lifetime of Health right now, and even if you don't have time to watch it, at least you'll have access to it as a student on my website, because it's set up like a school already. So your student login, and you have all your information and everything that you've ordered right there for you to keep coming back to check out the information, so you can keep learning about this lifestyle, which is not really a lifestyle, but just more like the truth, like going to bed when the dark comes and eating your food off the trees with the high vibration, keeping you clear and clean. Otherwise, you go to the cities and it's zombie zone. It's like The Walking Dead for real though, man. I went to the mainland, I was like, oh my God. And that was how I had the revelation, because I have like quantumly evolved, and then I went back and I was like, wow, is this how it was? It just seemed like it was so heavy and so stressed and so much traffic. And it was just like, wow, look at what we've done to ourselves, man. We really gotta, when you start getting activated by live foods, you'll make other choices. You'll be looking, one day, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years into live foods, 80%, your brain, you'll go, what am I doing in this crappy job? What am I doing in this crappy abusive relationship? What am I doing in this crappy city? You know? And you'll just be like, you'll start making plans with your people to get out, to go to the countryside, grow your own vegetables and fruits, go somewhere sunny and warm, whatever. I mean, I know it's like, we can't all be like you, Dan. I've heard that a million times, but it's like, actually, yes, you can. You can do anything you want to do. You are free and you are powerful. And the awakening that comes, slow and steady for sure. You've seen me. It's not like I'm like, it's not like I mean, it's taken me time and constantly persevering and moving forward all of my own stuff and using the food to stay clear and not drugged up. Like food is a weapon of mass destruction, and it's processed and denatured, and that's what everyone's promoting, because it's the politically correct way and no one wants to ruffle any feathers, and everybody loves Ritz crackers with cheese on Christmas time and fruit cake and pancakes and baked beans and hot dogs and steaks and lobster, and it's all cultural, and beans and rice and everything else, but it's not natural. You see? The hypnosis of social programming and social conditioning doesn't mean it's healthy for you. It just means it's habitual. It just means it's being transmitted from one generation to the next. And someone's got to say, wait a minute, none of this is making any damn sense. And somebody that's really, really willing to be a black sheep wingnut on the fringe breaks off from the crowd and starts looking for other answers, because he has to have those, because the status quo, political correctness, as it relates to diet or lifestyle or anything or whatever, it just doesn't work. It never did work. It never could work. It can't work. It's designed to not work for you anyways. You can slip through, like pretend like you're playing the game and be on a higher level, so you can play the game to win for yourself. But if you fall into believing that it's actually like all these institutions are there for you, you better get your marbles polished up a little bit, because these social institutions are not there to protect you. They are there to protect a system that protects the very few. So we get to play zombie and unaware, while we're being injected and saturated and promoted to consume habitually things that are not beneficial. And that's what it is. Going to a gas station, you cannot find one edible thing in a gas station, and yet people are buying and eating those things. And the whole gas station, Quickie Marts, hell, the grocery store, if you go to the produce section, that right there can give you life. But if you go to anywhere else, it's in a can, it's in a jar, it's in a bag, it's in a box, and the life is gone. The gases, the life force, the sunlight, the power, the enzymes, the sparks, the bioluminescence, it's gone. And you will be operating at 1/3 the level of a dude who's on live foods. Now that example comes from experiments done on mice, and I know that we're not mice, but the mice on the live foods had 3 times the power, energy, and endurance than the mice on the cooked chow. Human beings are eating cooked chow and sluggishly moving through life when they could be on the live foods and be activated, awake, and aware. Boom. Last but not least, the Everyday Raw series. You can't get this. I don't think you can get this anymore. This was the very first thing I did before I even went on YouTube. As a matter of fact, with Krista. Krista hired a camera crew, and she had a little kitchen. And I had never been on, well, I'd been on camera, I'd been in a few movies, and I'd actually been in quite a few plays as well. That was the only thing I ever liked to do, was act, and be on camera and be on stage. Improvisational theater, comedy, even produced a few plays myself in junior high. But the Everyday Raw series was the very first thing I ever did on film. And we were in New York, and the people that filmed it were like, wow, dude, you're a natural. I never did it before. And I was just like this, just banging them out, banging out the recipes. And we made 6 DVDs, but we didn't have we put the cart before the horse. We had no anything. We had no foundation. We had no, what do they call it these days with the marketing, which the marketing, I never did get that. I do this other thing. I do, I'm pretty good on the camera, but as far as like the computer and all that stuff, it's like, I'd rather have a hole in my head, I'm only good at like meditating, making food, and just staying on point with the nature laws of realness. But the technology, that's designed for the younger people. Anyways, Everyday Raw series, I thought that was pretty funny. But anyways, that's when I knew. I was like, wow. And then it was about, this was in 2007. And then 2 years later, I made my first YouTube video. Boom. Anyways, that was a cool video. So yeah, that was it. 250,000 subscribers. Christmas sale. So don't miss it, because it really is going to change at the beginning of the year. This is not a sales pitch, and I'm just, fill up your repertoire, get this stuff, get the Lifetime of Health, and if you want to get the 30-Day Living Foods Transformational Program, that's also 50% off, so it's a smart idea. Anyways, it's raining, it was sunny earlier, Hawaii has been amazing, and my life I'm so grateful. I am so blessed. I can't even believe it sometimes. Today was one of those days where I was like, is this really my life? Because it's like a dream. My relationship, my health, the clarity, the connection that I'm experiencing every day, just being pulled more and more into the heart, the one holy heart. And so I just wanted to do my best to kind of connect with you with some stories, and also do my job for my website and stuff like that. So, yeah. Awesome. Thank you.